most important role is that as mom and person who cares about those in Kansas City who need to be represented like everybody else. And I am so very honored to get to be with all these amazing families. We have people who have all sorts of abilities here in Kansas City, and our goal is to make life wonderful for everybody in Kansas City so everyone can be active, be social, and belong in our city. So today we have a really exciting announcement, and I will invite some people to come up and be here with me in front. We have an exciting partnership today that we are launching, and these are called sensory bags. And these are going to, thanks to the generous donation of the Kansas City Fraternal Order of Police, Lodge 99, going to be distributed to Kansas City police officers' cars who can go and help families in need when they have a crisis with a child with special needs that they need some support during the call. This is an exciting partnership. It's been a long time in the making, but you know how things take. It takes a little while to get things off the ground, but we want to make sure we're doing our very best for those who need us the very most. So I'm going to introduce the people who are with us today, and we're really excited to have them here. First, I'll introduce Brad Lemon. He's the president of the Fraternal Order of Police, Lodge 99. And you all know my very best girl, Deborah Wiebrecht. Yay! Chief Inclusion Officer for Variety. Yay! We have Sergeant Hess, who is with the, go ahead, say it, the CIT squad here in Kansas City. The CIT squad is called every time there is some sort of a call where there's a child that, or a family member that has special needs, or there's some sort of a mental health crisis. He and a social worker are dispatched. So you'll have a law enforcement officer from the CIT squad as well as mental health providers together going on calls for KCPD. Then we have Major Deichler, Major Ivy, Captain Esper, there we go, and I forget, Officer Kenobi. So they are all here and all supporting law enforcement and the folks in our community who need the most care when they go on a call. You know, we're really excited to be here. This is an effort that takes the whole entire community, and I'm going to let each one of them give a little bit of a speech on why they are partnering with this and why they believe all the children in Kansas City and the families need to be well represented when there is a call for service that they go on. So first I'm going to invite up to the microphone Sergeant Brad Lemon, President of the FOP.
I just first want to say how much I appreciate Variety and appreciate Heather Hall coming to us and asking us to support something like this. You know, as you guys know, Chief Smith started a program with social workers in every one of the stations for years, and we've had CIT officers that have responded to calls. But there was a piece missing, I think, in this entire discussion, and that was the tools to give some officers and those that respond to these calls some hands-on tools to help families that are in crisis. You know, we talk about the kind of tools that police officers are provided to do their job, but this is probably the most important tool for a lot of officers, and those are the officers that respond to calls when families are in crisis. And to be able to give weighted blankets and sunglasses and these kind of things, there are children that have sensory issues. It's just something we don't have in the car, and really at the end of the day, something we've needed for a very long time. It gives us the ability to calm situations down, provide families with needs that they don't have. So I can't tell you how happy I am here today to just say that we're supportive of this and that law enforcement's taking a stance to help use different tools and try to do things differently than we've done in the past. And I just can't tell you how much I appreciate Variety and appreciate Heather Hall for coming and asking us to do this.
Thank you. I'd like to invite Major Deichler, who helped bring this across the finish line. If it weren't for Major Deichler's dedication and making sure that legally the police department were able to put this resource in their vehicles, we wouldn't be standing here before you today, because it's not just about the money, it's also about the access and the approval of what these things are to make sure they make the right tool. So, Major Deichler, thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for everybody being here and taking the time in the middle of your day. A little backstory, my wife and I have an 18-year-old boy who is nonverbal. He is an eloper, so if anybody knows what an eloper is, they take off and run at a moment's notice. He doesn't, he has no ability to identify himself. So when he elopes, and we've had lots of contact with the police over the years because he likes to get out and he runs off and we call the cops and then we catch him. And he still does that a lot, and he's very fast. Now the thing about my boy is his sensory is such that he likes to be naked all the time. So you can imagine when an 18-year-old kid is running around naked through the neighborhood and then you call the cops. It's very stressful. My wife gets stressed out, I get stressed out, and he gets stressed out. So having something like this toolkit is huge. And I know my son gets worked up when the noise starts. And having these little toys in here to help calm him down, and then the headphones to cut the sound is a big deal because he's still basically at 18 nonverbal, but he's able to sign, and he uses a lot of little systems to communicate. And I think that having this kit in a police car does two things. It helps the family be aware that there's a tool that may help calm the situation, but it also sends a signal, I believe, that you're getting a police officer that may be a little more aware, a little more patient. And the best tool that you can have when you have a police officer show up is this tool. Thinking about the needs of the person, thinking about the needs of the family. And all of us back here, we've been training our police officers and first responders for about 15 years. And we try to teach our police officers to be patient and to be good listeners and to be kind. Because it is my belief that when you call the cops, and I've been a cop 31 years, that you need help. You don't want us to show up and make it worse. You want it to get better. So I think things like this kit will help make it better. Teaching our police officers to use this kit will help. But I will tell everybody within earshot, if you ever need anything from the police, you call us. You can call me personally, call any of us. We have personal relationships with a lot of people in this town that have specific special circumstances, and we want to help. So if you need our help, you call us. Not just this kit, but just call us, and we'll get to know you. We'll set up whatever you need to make your life a little less stressful and a little bit easier. So thanks to Variety, big thank you to the FOP for being involved, and a special thanks to Heather because she has a great heart. She doesn't have to do this. She's got a lot on her plate, but she does this out of the goodness of her heart. So I am grateful. Thank you for all being here.
Now, before we invite our very special friend Deb to come finish us up, because I know you're all warm, I really want you to hear from Sergeant Hess. Sergeant Hess leads the team that does a lot of this deployment, and I want to make sure you understand how they do this and where they are in their hearts. So, Sergeant Hess, thank you.
Thank you so much. My team is the guys that are boots on the ground out there. We go out with our social workers and our teams, and this week actually we have a class in Raymore where we're training 55 new officers, probation, parole, and courts on CIT. And a big part of that is how to interact with somebody in a crisis and youth and what we need to do. And this kit will just be a really godsend for us in a lot of these situations. I can't tell you how many times we come across somebody that would benefit from having one of these kits. And like Major Dykler said, I think it's a change of perspective for the officers that we're coming out with kits to help people and make the families feel safer, more engaged, and really just give back to the community. And it's really it feels good to do that from our perspective. We're out there every day, and it's really nice to be able to have this toolkit to do that. And our social workers are such an important part of our team in law enforcement doing the CIT program. I can't tell you how we wouldn't be where we are today with them, and it's just a really great thing by everybody that's did this. I really appreciate that. So that's all I have to add.
All right, last but not least, Miss Deb Wiebrecht, your fearless leader of Variety KC. Deb, thank you. Boy, I just want to say thank you for everyone for being here, because this idea originated from a Variety family. A lot of our ideas come right from you of what is the need for your kids, because the special needs population represents the largest minority population in our community. It represents 26%. So if you think about that, the single largest minority population is people with special needs. And sometimes they don't need a lot of special treatment, they need special tools. And when we called Heather Hall and said, we'd love to provide tools for our amazing police officers to help with our special needs population, she said, yes, anything you can do. So through wonderful, generous donations, we were able to do it to provide 300 sensory backpacks for police cars. I think in Kansas City, we're creating an inclusion revolution. We want Kansas City to be the most inclusive city in the world. We want other cities to look at us and say, how did you do it? Follow our lead, copy our lead, and hopefully they'll copy our sensory backpacks and police vehicles. Thank you, everybody, for making a difference for all of our kids. Thank you, Heather.